And finally, I want you to keep in mind that we've all read stories and heard about heroes that step in to stop an active shooter or to give their life to save others. In fact, many people in Wisconsin went out and got carrying concealed weapon permits just so that they could be there in case there was an active shooter and wanting to stop them.
Those guys were heroes. Nothing could be further from the truth, and Binger should be called out for this sleazeball move. Now, I call it a sleazeball move because Binger knew he could say just about anything he wanted to say about Joseph Rosenbaum, Anthony Huber, and Gage Grosskreutz, because the judge had already excluded these thugs' extensive criminal history from the trial. In other words, sleazeball Binger could portray those three thugs as altar boys, and there was nothing the defense could do. The jury would never be allowed to know. Never know that the first degenerate criminal Rittenhouse shot, Joseph Rosenbaum, was out on bond for domestic battery, had been released from a mental institution that very day. He was a convicted felon for repeatedly raping 5 boys ranging in age from 9 to 11 years old. That's no hero, but again, the jury will never know about that. Instead of telling the jury about Rosenbaum's propensity to rape young boys, Binger told the jury Rosenbaum was only trying to stop the Kyle Rittenhouses from pointing his gun or shooting anyone. What an upstanding citizen this creep was. Binger also left this out. Witnesses testified that Rosenbaum screamed out, "If I catch any of you effers," use the word alone, "I'm going to effing kill you." What a guy. Anthony Huber, who slammed his skateboard into the head of Kyle Rittenhouse as Kyle fell to the ground, was also convicted of a felony or two for 2 separate instances of domestic violence, including, get this, holding a knife to his brother's stomach and threatening to, quote, gut him like a pig. But since Judge Schroeder disallowed any background on the thugs, it allows the sleazeball prosecutor, Binger, to tell the jurors that in his closing arguments, Huber was merely trying to be a hero and stop an active shooter and protect others. Yeah, right. Protect others. Great guy. Mr. I'll gut you like a pig. Gage Grosskreutz is the one who admitted under oath that Rittenhouse didn't shoot until Grosskreutz pointed a Glock at Rittenhouse's head. Actually, Grosskreutz had no choice to admit it under oath because he lied about it for a year. It turns out there's a video of the whole incident, and contrary to the prosecutor's characterizations, Grosskreutz is another career criminal with police records for domestic abuse, prowling, trespassing, 2 DUIs, felony burglary, and 2 charges of carrying a firearm while intoxicated. Grosskreutz beat up his own grandmother. But all this was kept from the jury, and to make matters worse, Binger told them that when Grosskreutz chased Rittenhouse and pulled a gun on him while he was running to try and help, Mr. Binger doubled down.
And that crowd was full of heroes. That crowd did something that, honestly, I'm not sure I would have had the courage to do. If I see a guy running up the street with an AR-15 and I hear he just shot somebody, my first instinct is not to approach.
Yeah, no, Mr. Binger, those guys weren't heroes. They're criminals. They weren't there to stop active shooters because there were no active shooters. Those guys were and are criminals, thugs who were there to incite riots and burn stuff down. They were the aggressors. They were the assailants. They were the provokers. Again, a convicted child rapist, a domestic abuser, an elder assaulter, and an I'll gut you like a pig guy. Not heroes, criminals. It's a shame the jury never heard those details. They are relevant. They're good background as to why these people all met that fate-filled night in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And it's real shame we still have sleazeball prosecutors in America who hide pertinent facts from juries just to win a case and never consider a young man's life may hang in the balance like Kyle Rittenhouse.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.